Hi everyone, my name is Megan. I'm a student at the University of Central Florida, and I'm going to be studying abroad in Spain for spring 2020. I just wanted to share a couple of tips and tricks that I learned when I was going to the Spanish consulate to get my visa. So first, if you haven't done this yet, definitely go online to your specific consulate's website. I'm going to put a link in the description below. They have options in English and Spanish, but definitely there's a lot of information on that website. So check it out, everything's very detailed. Now to go with some more general information, something I didn't know or I wouldn't have known going into the consulate was that you should bring a USPS priority envelope when you go. Now the reason for this is you're gonna have to leave your passport there. So instead of having to go all the way back to your consulate to pick up your passport, you can actually just address the envelope to yourself, leave that priority envelope there, and they will actually send your passport back to you in that envelope. So it's really convenient. I actually had to drive 4 hours to visit my consulate, so it would have been really annoying if I had to go all the way back there. So definitely recommend doing that. Another tip that I have is specifically for out-of-state students. So I'm originally from Maryland, but I go to school in Florida. So I decided to go to the Miami consulate for people who live in Florida, and I just used my UCF student ID. So you can actually, if you're out of state, use either your home consulate or the one in the state for your school. So just make sure you have a copy of the ID that pertains to whichever state you're in, and then you'd be accepted at either one. Something else that I learned from experience about the consulate of Spain is that they do not answer emails or phone calls. So if you have a question, definitely just look on the website, and because they're not going to answer it, they're just going to refer you over to their website. So I specifically had a question about my personal finances. I wasn't sure if I should bring my bank statements or a notarized letter from my parents. I ended up just bringing both just in case. So I just recommend being over-prepared if you have a question so that they can just take the forms that they need and you'll be good to go. So now to give a more detailed overview of my specific experience. Like I said, I go to school in Florida, so I went to the consulate in Miami because that's the one that pertains to my school. We got there at 8:30 a.m., which means we left Orlando at 4 a.m. So definitely a long drive, but make sure you get there as early as possible just because they only do walk-ins for student visas. The consulate was a little weird because from the outside it literally just looks like a normal office building. So you walk in through a metal detector and walk up to a window, submit all your papers, and then you're done. So I think we were in and out of there within probably like 10 or 15 minutes. So it really doesn't take too much time, but I still would recommend getting there as early as you can, just to make sure that you have an appointment time since there are walk-ins only. So that's just a little bit about my experience going to the Miami consulate for Spain in order to get my student visa. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to ask. Again, this is not an official video, so this is not through the Spanish government, this is just my experience. However, I would be happy to answer any questions you may have. Comment down below if you have any questions. Also, I will post in the description of this video where you can find all of the information for the Spanish consulate so that you can look that up as well. So I hope this video helped you guys out. Definitely stay tuned for more Spanish study abroad videos in the future. Bye!